Hello everybody, it's Tanya from Dolly Day's Nursery, and try to adjust here. Welcome to part 3 of my review on the Rose Doll Show 2019. I just finished up talking about the contest and the awards dinner, the awards banquet. So I'm just going to continue on and go into the baby shower. I will say the baby shower is probably the best event to attend of all of the Rose Doll Show experience. I think it was $69, I want to say, each to attend. I paid $139.90 for me and my husband to attend. Food was great. The games were great. They were a blast. I liked how certain tables were involved with certain games, and then there was like a representative from each table, or maybe 2 or 3 from each table, to play the games, and not everybody was forced into playing. I think that was great because I'm not real outgoing like that, and I'm glad I didn't have to say, I am not doing that. And didn't feel pressured that I had to be involved with it. So that was great. And I think it was great that even though there was only 1 person from each table, or the 2 or 3 from each table, whatever participant won, the whole table got the prize, and I thought that was great too. The shower gifts, I don't think it matters what event you go to. If you have to bring a gift, someone is going to feel like they didn't get a good gift. Our gifts were supposed to be a minimum of $25. There was no cap on that, and I think there should be a maximum amount. So $25. I mean, I did a video of what I took as gifts for me and my husband. The knitted sleep sacks with a little hat. I felt I didn't want the person to feel like they were being gypped or they didn't get a good value of a gift, which, I mean, I'm going to be selling these sleep sacks at my booth in October when I'm at the Art and Craft Festival. Those are going to be $30, between $30 and $35. I haven't made up my mind. That's not including a hat. And that's what I took to put in my gift, and I did put in a souvenir from Newfoundland. So right there, I had a value of about $35. But for me, I wanted it to look like a good gift, so I went to Target in Layton. One moment. And I picked up a little outfit to go with mine, and one to go with my husband's. My little outfit was like a 3-piece, and the outfit with my husband's was like 2 different rompers, but it was on the same hanger. So the gift that we gave, I mean, could easily have been $50 each. My gift was, I didn't say anything at the time. I was very, not upset, but I was disappointed in my gift. And there was a smell on the contents of the bag, and it basically made me sick. My flash just turned off. But anyway, I made the best of it when people at the table wanted to know what I got. But everything in my gift bag was clearance items, and about $15 worth. So it was pretty discouraging to know that I gave away, you know, a $50 gift and I got back trash. So, and of course it is advised that make sure you give $25 gift, and it has to be something that you would like to get. And absolutely no clearance items, but I got all clearance items. Anyway, back to the gifts. As we were lined up waiting to go in to the baby shower, the announcement was being made for us to hold on to our gifts at our table, because last year everybody just had to put their gift up on a table, and everybody had a number, and so they just drew numbers, and as your number was called, you went up and picked from the pile of gifts what one you'd like to have. I like that concept. This year they did a game, and it wasn't so good. I've used this game similarly in a number of different events that I took part in or planned, and it, you know, the way I did it would be, you know, all the tables were separate, so each table got a gift, and then you'd start reading the poem, and it was always, you know, to the left or the right, right, to the left, you know, like it just keeps moving to the left or right. And that's fine in a small setting, but a big setting wasn't, I don't think it works as well with big crowds. And even though it got switched up a bit, and so, you know, naming different tables to exchange your gift with whatever, you know, or say, you know, people wearing pink, exchange your gift with people, a man who came with their wife or whatever, exchange your gift with, you know, that's fine. But I had people coming straight at me as I'm standing there holding my gift, shaking my gift even at them, and a fairly large bag, and they would just walk on by me and seek out someone else. And I just thought it was rude. Like, why not just give it to the first person you come to? And then in the end, our two gifts stayed at our table. Some gifts didn't even leave the table. And so, you know, when you have families sitting together, I mean, we had basically a family of 5 sitting together at our table, you know, and I don't think it worked out very well. I'm hoping people gave them back some feedback on that game, because it really didn't seem in our area of the room for it to have worked very well. And so I think it would have been better if it was just the numbers being called and you go pick up a gift. And I definitely think that there should be a cap on the value of that gift. Though it was sweet, and the little girl was so excited at our table who received a reborn doll from Creative Newborns, And I recognized it right away. I was quite proud of that because Jen Lin does some fantastic dolls, and I'm so fascinated that they're air dry acrylic paint, and I have one of hers and it's just beautiful. But in saying that, the little sister of the little girl who won that doll broke her heart crying at the table because her sister got a doll and she didn't. And an adult can control that. An adult, you know, is different with an adult. But when you don't know that a child is going to receive it, that was a pretty sad moment. That little girl was breaking her heart. And, you know, as much as her mom was explaining that, you know, you got your gift and she got her gift, but it didn't matter to her. She wasn't understanding it, and she was younger than her sister. So it was sad to see her crying. And so I really think that there should be a cap. I know it's one thing to give a blank kit in a gift, and, you know, that's good and that's bad. You know, it's great if someone like me receives a blank kit because I can come home and I can make it, you know. But if someone who's just a collector gets a blank kit, they either, you know, say, well, what am I going to do with that? Or they have to find someone who will reborn it for them. And so then there's going to be a cost to them to get that made. So, you know, great ideas, but not always practical. And so that's just what I wanted to mention on that. I'm going to move on to the vendors and the show floor. I will say, the next time I go anywhere where I have to line up and wait to enter a show floor or an event, I will be bringing a fold-up chair or stool. I gave one to my nephew for Christmas, for goodness sake, for like when he goes ice fishing and stuff like that. That would have been perfect. Open that up, sit down and wait. Like, your feet are gone before you're even inside on the show floor. So, mind you, we done a lot of walking in the couple days before the show floor even opened. So, I had my feet tired before I even got there. And I'm sure you know that people line up very early. I wasn't in no rush because, you know, I'm not there looking for a doll or, you know, really anything specific. But people start lining up at the door 5:45 a.m. You know, and the doors don't even open until 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. But there's definitely lots of excitement. Lots to see. The people, like, it's just so exciting. I went down the row, the lineup of people with my video camera, and it was so exciting. I'm so glad I did that. And then, you know, you see people and they're all excited. Everybody's waving to you and talking to you and everything. So once you get in on the show floor, I mean, there's lots of rest spots. So you haven't got to worry. You know, one thing I learned, and I only learned it the second day, let me tell you. The first day, we didn't sit at all. By the time I went home that evening, I was pretty near crying. My feet were hurting so bad. The next day we went back, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to sit down right here and relax. And that's what I did. Every time I wanted to sit, I went and sat. There's lots of places where you can go rest and don't feel bad about it. Don't feel guilty. You're not the only one taking a rest. Make sure, you know, you bring a water bottle of some kind. There's lots of watering stations. You can fill up your bottle. and when you run out, go back and fill it up again. We brought snacks with us, and that saves money, right? Like, I went to Target and picked up a number of things. We got bananas and mandarins and what else? Oh my gosh. Rice Krispie Squares, the individually wrapped ones, other snacks, cereal bars, put it in our bag. You know, when we wanted to stop and have a snack, we could have a snack. I did, the second day, we did go to the concession inside the showroom. Much similar to, you know, like the concession at, if you went to a hockey game or a sports game somewhere, and, you know, they have the hot dogs and the French fries and all that stuff. We went there, and they have a number of tables there. So, I mean, fairly large tables. Lots of people can sit together. And I bought an individual pizza. It was only $5. And I had chicken fingers, or tenders, and fries, and a fountain pot for my husband. And that was only like $8. So really, that wasn't very expensive. And I mean, those chicken tenders were huge. So were the French fries. And so really worth it. And of course, they had other things there available too. So, you know, that's great. The show floor is huge, huge, huge. And lots to see. And, you know, unless you're there looking for something specific, it really don't matter how long it takes for you to see it. We did a lot of stopping and chatting with people, and because we weren't there with a budget to spend money, so, you know, I had specific things written down that I wanted to make sure I got, and I did get them. I will say, vendors, word to the vendors, pay attention to your potential customers. I wasn't in on the show floor very long when I went to a booth and was totally ignored. The vendor sat on a chair basically in the center of her booth. I walked up the side of her, halfway behind her, and still got no response. And I walked away. Her face was buried into a phone. And you know what? I've had times when I had to send a message to someone, or answering an email or whatever. But you know what? It doesn't take very much to glance up and say hello, or goodbye, or I'll be with you in just a moment. You know, or even, I'm sorry, I just got this message and I need to answer it. You know, we all know what that's like, but acknowledge your potential customers. It was so rude. We're still talking about it, you know, so that is, you know, it's not free for you to be there, and it's not free for me to be there, but, you know, you need to be paying attention to who's coming to your booth or your table and acknowledge them. She's not the only one. There were a number of other people who were very rude, and not that they all, like, not that there was an issue of ignoring people, but that they were actually rude. You know, just stopping and speaking to them felt like they were rude. And so, you know, that's a turn off. I didn't go back to their booths anymore, and, you know, too bad for them. But anyway, I think that's about it. That's my review of Rose Doll Show 2019. Will I go again? Right now, I'm not sure. I left there on the 14th of July, gung-ho to book a booth or a table, preferably a booth. We booked our hotel room, and pretty excited about that. In the days to follow, the more time I've had to really steep my thoughts, really feeling discouraged at this point. More about the contest and the awards banquet part is more of what my disappointment was. Yeah, I think some work needs to be done on planning who the judges are, what feedback they get, and what they give to the participants, recognizing all the participants, not just the ones who win the awards, and definitely choosing judges who are not associated with the contestants themselves. These dolls are supposed to be kept secret, and no one is supposed to see them until, you know, they're being judged. That must be hard, you know, when you know people and you're familiar with them. So, you know, just a few thoughts from this girl here in Newfoundland, Canada, who just took part in the contest at the Rose Doll Show. I'm not a sore loser. I'm happy for anybody who wins. I didn't go there expecting to come home with any awards. I just wanted the experience of preparing, the excitement, preparing for the contest and going and meeting so many people. I'm thankful to have had the opportunity to talk to so many artists and just to soak up some of their information, advice that they were able to give me, and you know, for them to size up my work and tell me, you know, if it's a decent job or not. And you know, to hear someone say, oh, you got that done right, that's really nice, or you know, her hair is beautiful, and all that stuff, that's very encouraging. And I wish I were able to be in that kind of atmosphere more often. Unfortunately, I'm not living in an area where there's, you know, lots of collectors and lots of artists. So, you know, I would like to see that change one day. But for now, we'll see. We still don't write off going to the Rose Doll Show again. We did say 2021, but we'll see. We don't know how our lives are going to work out and things that may come up to hinder us from doing certain things, but right now we can just say we'll see. And I hope I haven't discouraged anyone else, but you know, people have been asking me to share my review, and here it is. So take care, everybody. I hope you have a good evening, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.